Alright, now mic's on. What's up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream. And I am back in Sodar City, the Planet Coaster recreation that I have been loving a lot lately. And I hope you guys have been loving it as well, too. So, to answer your question, it's been going pretty good so far, and I worked more on a nice little project earlier today. That's what I've been working on today. Hopefully the Time City, next Time City episode will be up on YouTube tomorrow. If I don't get that done tonight, we'll see. We'll see how all that turns out. But anyways, I can't wait to get started. I was a little bit in a rush. I barely got on time tonight. So much so that I actually had to bring my dinner with me. So I might be eating some pasta on the on the way here. So it's kind of fun. Chicken Alfredo, by the way, just so anyone knows or wants to know. I try to avoid eating during a stream because it's not very, you know, nice of me probably, but that's okay. For this purpose, we're good. Don't worry about it. Now, let's not talk about Fortnite. I know I'm terrible at it, but it's okay. You know, again, I've hardly played that game, so in my defense, I've barely even touched that game. So when we left off, we were actually working on the amphitheater, which is also known as Echo Hollow. One of the kind of really cool theaters within the park. Because there's actually quite a few theaters in the park. That's going to be fun. At least to stream and try, and that's all that matters. Yeah, but, you know, I have just barely eaten anything today, and that's why this kind of came up. The little chicken Alfredo, I had to make it up. Because Jess wanted some, so when she told me to make dinner real fast, I was like, I gotta stream in like 10 minutes, you know? And it's my dinner right now, and I probably could not wait an extra however many hours this is gonna take. I don't even know how long the stream I had it for. What was the schedule? I think I said I was gonna stream until 10 or 11. It's usually about a 4-hour stream when I do these, so. At least Silver Dollar City anyways. I like to give myself plenty of time to really just mess with it. Mess around with it and really get it. Did you just start? Yes, I did. Haven't really done anything yet, so you're in luck. Alright, I'm gonna get my reference photos for the Echo Hollow Theater. But man, we're off to a good start with 9 viewers. It's awesome. Welcome to the stream, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. We're working on the amphitheater right now. And I am actually looking up some reference photos for it. So we will get it right along here in a minute. Are you doing a stream at 8 in the morning? Here. No. It says that. No way. No way. Hold on. No darn way. No darn way. Hold on. Where is my schedule? Of course, it's not going to come up. Doesn't want to come up. Oh, bugger. Whatevs. Okay. I'll check into that later. Actually, if you haven't noticed as well, I also have this 24-hour live stream scheduled and up. So, if you're interested in joining me in the 24-hour live stream, it will be a week from this next Saturday. So, it will be on February 10th, starting at 5 p.m. Central Time. We are going to be staying up playing Planet Coaster for 24 straight hours. I did it last time, so that's great. Alright, so we're working a little bit on the seating, and I want to see if I can't possibly find a way to speed this up by actually copying multiple seats. But it's really hard the way it's angled up, and kind of interesting. So I've been talked into doing this 24-hour live stream once again. I don't know how you guys talked me into it, but it had high demand, so I gave in a little bit and said, sure, why not, okay? You know, and my sleeping schedule is so messed up, I'm barely even sleeping now anyways. I've been getting like 3-4 hours sleep the last couple days. So, I think I'm up to the challenge right now. I think I can handle it, at least at the moment. I'll try to come. You have 24 hours to stop by, so don't worry about it. If... Hopefully be there for 24 hours. Good luck, man. Because I'll tell you what, I'll be there for all 24 hours. And I'm going to set it up similar where I'm going to be able to take a couple of small breaks and everything. Maybe take some dinner breaks or different things like that. I'll try to be streaming majority of the time, of course. I won't, and my breaks are only going to be no more than like 10 minutes long. So, anyways, if you guys like pasta, I like pasta. I love pasta. Chicken Alfredo, by the way, it's really good. So this is what you came here for, the high quality content to watch Joe eat his dinner. Because he's been so hungry and forgot to eat the whole day. That's okay. I know, I usually try to avoid doing that. Because, yeah, you want to watch a streamer play games, but he's over here eating his dinner instead. I'll try to keep the eating to a minimum. Minimum. We're gonna do more building than eating. That's the goal here. All right. This amphitheater is actually turning out really, really well. I think after we get it completed, that this first level looks really good. When you do the dark rides in Time City, can one be a roller coaster? You'll see. You'll see. You'll definitely see for Time City. Only time will tell. Man, 10 viewers. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'm really grateful. I appreciate it. I'm thinking about doing a longer stream tonight. I don't know. I think I was scheduled to around 10, 11, something like that. Puns with Joe. Yes. Great puns with me. All right. I want to try and start on the stage for Echo Hollow. I'm seeing different variations of the stage actually, so I don't know which one. I think this is the typical one, the one I'm looking at. Because they kind of change it up on the stage, but I kind of want to just use one of them, one of the general ones. This is the photo I was looking at the other day. Aha, you guys can't see it, of course, but... Okay, so we are going to do a stage here. We're going to work on the stage for Echo Hollow. Again, this is just the first level of the amphitheaters. There's actually a lot more to it, so this is just the beginning. So for the start of the stage, we can... Looks like it's actually under construction in this picture. It's not actually probably the best reference photo, but you know, right now we're gonna use it. Have you ever seen a show in Echo Hollow? Oh, yeah. When am I going to be done with this park? I'd have no clue, man. It's probably going to be one of those parks that's going to take me multiple years. It's already taken me probably close to a year now. If I had to think about it, actually. I think it's been over a year, to be honest. Alright, so I'm going to line this piece up and... I want to add it with this. That's okay. We can make it separate. It's okay. As long as we move it together. Alright, so we're going to try... We got to make this all straightened straight ahead here, as close as possible. And it's actually really looks like this kind of color too. Alright, there we go. We're actually going to have to go in and make some diagonal parts too, because it's going to go diagonally with the other ones. So what I usually do is I do that. We're going to go ahead and split from building. That way I have the exact height and everything is exact about it. So, and then we will go ahead and line this piece up. Do the same thing what we did for the other one. And it is straight pieces as well, so we'll just kind of line this up. I'm going to go ahead and edit it and make sure we put our pieces in place for it. As you can see, I'm way off. Holy crap. Wasn't even close to making that straight. It's the first time you started. It took like 4 months for Outlaw Run, but then that was because it was during off season. You didn't. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of streams, and actually didn't do a lot of episodes at one point for really good reasons, of course. Hold on. Alright, let's go ahead and get this set. I might actually be able to delete one off, possibly. I'll keep it because we have buildings on this platform that we're going to be using and stuff. I'm very much a perfectionist sometimes when it comes to this kind of stuff, so be patient with me. There we go. Alright, that is the first step. We're going to go ahead and do it to the other side. Whoops, I wanted to have angle snap on actually right there, so we can make it absolutely as perfect as possible. I think that's, no, I think it's one more. Yeah, that's the angle. And we might have to adjust this and center it up a little bit better to fit the amphitheater just a little bit better to fit in this space. I don't know, that actually looks... Is that right? Is that the right angle? I think that is. I think it's the right angle. We're just going to go ahead and move this and... Alright, that looks pretty good right there. We still need to add these stairs on the side here. Place it back just a little bit here. And this is all, keep in mind, this is all built into the terrain as well. So it's actually built on a hill, which is really, really cool. Is that Coke or Pepsi? I'm going to say you're guessing about my drink. It's actually neither. It's tea. I actually don't drink soda very often. Very, very rarely. Usually I only drink soda when I go out with family and stuff. It's only like special occasions. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and back edit in here. And we're gonna go ahead and build the stage up for Echo Hollow here. It doesn't have to be super large. And this is actually right in front of Time Traveler. Alright, and that's a good start for that. And we're going to go back here and do the exact same thing for these pieces as well. As hopefully they blend pretty well. That's the goal. And it will all come together. This is actually going to probably take a while to build this entire amphitheater. It was definitely a challenge that I kind of ran into coming into, but I think it's going to turn out pretty well. I'm very excited of how it's turning out so far. So, pretty excited actually. So, Alright, good deal, good deal, good deal. Just joined. Is this like an amphitheater? Yes, it is the amphitheater at Silver City. It is. See, I feel like the... Huh? Is that more correct? See, something's not lining up here. But I can't tell. It's very hard to tell. I thought I rotated it perfectly, but apparently I didn't. I'm going to see how many rotations this had. So it goes 1, 2. That one has exactly 2 rotations on its angle snaps, so... This one is slightly off, though. No matter. We can actually go ahead and copy this one. Don't know how is that getting off? This was built off of this one, so how is that actually getting off? That's insane to think about. I can't believe that's not lining up. That's really weird. So that 8-hour stream, 8 a.m. stream mistake. Apparently it is, because I usually look over that pretty well. Apparently. But apparently I didn't this time, so everyone's calling me out on it. Everyone's just like, are you really gonna stream at 8 a.m.? I don't remember. It always has the weirdest, funkiest kind of things on it when I set up a live event and everything. Like, I don't understand. It makes me mad sometimes because it's dumb. Really ridiculous. Everything's taking forever to load, so I can't believe that's... Something's glitchy about that, because that's not right. That should be snapping straight to this. Shouldn't have to do that, but I did. And the lowest you can do is 15-degree increments, so... And, should be pretty good right there, where we're at right now, so... I don't see why that shouldn't be anything. And that's a good start right there. Oh, it's a 7 a.m. For me, anyways. It was meant to be 7 p.m. So we will edit it in a second. See, I don't know why it starts on AM. Makes me... I don't know. I don't know. There, it's corrected. Alright, it should say... Right. Yeah, it's gonna lag. It likes to do that. I don't know why. It just wants to do that to me. I've changed settings. I think it's more of a... Maybe I have too much processing. This is why I'm going... Yes, I know it's lagging. I gotcha. It does this all the time for some reason. There's nothing I can do about it. All the settings are right on OBS. I haven't changed them, never have. And sometimes it likes to do that. Alright, so let's go back into this, and we're going to make the ground level pieces here real quick. These are going to be a different color, though. I don't know, might have something to do with my processing power, I don't know. That could be a deal. Who knows? Because I don't. I sure don't know. Why the heck would I know anything? Alright, you are just simply going to be here to get all this correct. Because it's kind of got like a little lighter concrete on... Oh gosh, of course I would mess that up. Why wouldn't I mess that up? That... Yeah, that had to happen. Had to happen. Crazy game, come on, man. Oh, I guess I haven't added the stairs on that side just yet. And then as for... It's a thing with OBS and Twitch, sometimes they don't play nice. Well, maybe I should actually look into a different streaming software. I've considered it, but I've just loved the features of OBS and everything. It is a free program, so you get what you pay for, and that's nothing, I suppose. If that's how they want to play it. Okay, so as for the steps, on the ends, we gotta make that happen. So we're going to copy. And see if we can't line this up properly. Oh, I think I already put them in. Yeah, I did. I just have to add the railings. I haven't added the railings yet. Because I think I see the straight section there. So I think we're okay. What's the best computer to use for playing a coaster? I don't know. Just one that has decent processing power and a decent graphics card, at least. I'm no computer expert, so... Yeah, I don't know like a ton about computers, so... I messed that up. So, you're probably going to need something decent if you want to play on, like, high settings and stuff, but for low settings, you can get by with some stuff if you have lower settings set on your PC and stuff. Did you hear about Canada's Wonderland having dive coaster track on site? Yeah, I saw it. I did see it. I see that. I'm probably not going to that park anytime soon, though. So I've only been to Canada once. And it was for a band trip, an all-state band trip, so... Don't know if I'll be able to go back, and we didn't go to the park, so... Just get a PC like iBuyPower's computers are good. Yeah, I have an iBuyPower, but I've actually upgraded it and changed it up myself. So... At this point, my computer's pretty much custom built. Because I still have the original like motherboard and different things like that, but I don't have a different graphics card, power supply, and I'm looking to getting a decent processor someday in the future if I can get the funds for it. That's going to be the tricky part, is getting the funds for it. Maybe I should just put a donation goal on the streams. I don't know. I don't like begging for people's money. It's their money. They earned it. I don't need it. It's not mine. You know what I mean? You earned it. Not me. But I'm not great at all my computer spec stuff. I'm not very computer savvy. I'm learning, but I'm not super computer savvy yet. When it comes to building PCs and knowing all the stats and stuff like that. I would love to be, but I'm just not. Alright, so now we have a separate piece here that we're going to use for these spots. We're going to use it to cover up those pesky little green spots created by the grass. Alright, I think we're done with these steps, but I'm not going to get rid of them just in case I do have to use them again for something else. I'm looking at my reference photo here. Get off my screen. Alright. It's got some steps going up to the next level. The next level is up above that, and they actually have like actual seats and stuff. So. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look now at the stage a little bit more. So there's a couple of steps leading up to the main stage. There's actually some steps that go up to the stage, so that's kind of neat. So we better take a look at that. So we need some like steps and stuff for this. But I think that once this comes together, it's going to be pretty nice. Alright, we're going to take a break off of the amphitheater here. You're eating chicken, so am I. I'm having chicken Alfredo, yo. I love chicken Alfredo. Pretty good. Again, I was in a rush making dinner and haven't really ate enough today, and I'm starving. So I didn't want to... Alright. So I did work on Thunderation a little bit off screen, I think, since the last time. We're actually right up here against the curve for our custom supporting. And we're going to get in here and actually mess with it a little bit more, so... Again, every so often I would like to go in and add a couple supports, and then eventually, while I'm building the park, this will get completed. And I can't wait for that, because hopefully it will look fantastic. Odd question. When are they going to let us adjust the height of the observation tower, drop tower for Starflyer Tower? I know it's not hard for them to do. Well, according to them, it is very hard for them to do. So, and I have no clue. I don't know. I don't talk to the developers. I haven't had any speaking with the developers, but I'm sure they're hard at work, and that's something I'd like to see myself, is to be able to change the heights, have custom heights on the drop tower, the watch tower, or the observation tower, and etc. I really want an SNS launch tower, double launch tower. That is what I want to see in the game. Just, personally, that's what I want to see. Just because I want to be able to build, like, you know, Firefall and stuff in this, but it's going to be fake. Because it is, I could use the drop tower, but that is way too tall, and it's not even the right model. And again, I want this to be as accurate as possible and look as accurate as possible. So a lot of these rides that Thunderation has is not in the game, so we're just going to have to improvise and actually use scenery pieces to build, you know, non-functional rides. That's kind of how it's going to have to work. As much as I wish they could be functional, sometimes that's what we have to go with. I actually experimented moving Time Traveler a little bit to make the positioning just a little more accurate as well to the real world. I would have to do a couple of adjustments with the layout, though, if I did do that. My opinion on hang time and knots, it looks pretty good for what it is. It looks like a pretty decent Gerstlauer dive coaster, Infinity dive coaster, or whatever it's called. I think it's, I don't know what the model's called, but it looks good. I've never been to Knott's Berry Farm. I would definitely like to. It looks fun. With all the rides they have out there, and gotta shower up. I'm probably going to be doing that same thing after the stream is over. We'll see. I don't know. Might play more Fortnite. I have a lot of fun playing Fortnite. I'm just really, really bad at it. But I want to get better. Alright, we're keeping this updated as we are in the first turn. But I do need to finish up the tunnel in Thunderation and get that all looking good, because that is far from complete as well. Because the park's still very raw. Still have lots to accomplish. And of course, Thunderations is one of those tedious and time-consuming parts of doing this park. Just because I want it as accurate as possible, and I wanted the supports to have a specific look to it, and the Mine Train Coaster just does not cut it at all. Alright, I'm going to have to, since that raise is so high. My favorite roller coaster is Maverick at Cedar Point. That's probably the biggest park I've ever really been to, and I've been there in Kings Island. So that was a lot of fun. I loved my Cedar Point trip, and I hope to go back this year for Steel Vengeance, and maybe it will take the crown over Maverick. I know that's their goal, but we'll see. It's a very hyped roller coaster right now. And it opens this year. Very exciting. Alright, so I got another section of supports put in for Thunderation, and we are rolling. Did I get a green screen? Yeah, quite a few years actually ago. I've had this green screen for a long time actually. I've just never used it. I just like sometimes showing off my background with all my fancy stuff, you know, with all my theme park stuff that I have in the background, you know, my Outlaw Run sign and everything like that. I just prefer that, but I've been working on a project that requires a green screen, so I have just left it up, and for the streams I just keep it up and use it, so. I mean, but if you guys prefer the green screen, please let me know. And it might allow you to see a little bit more on the screen. Okay, so we have some more tunnels and stuff to make over here to work on. Again, I want to get the tunnel kind of set before we get into the supporting structures for that. There's also a little maintenance or a service road that actually comes through here as well, over the top of this tunnel. So we're gonna have to look into that as well. I can't wait to ride a lot of rides. Time Traveler being one of them, which is right here, of course. Our recreation of Time Traveler. Now, one idea that was thrown at me for the train was to put the spinning coaster within the inside of this, because there's no, you know, obviously there's no track limits and anything, but again, you can't have a launch on them, so it doesn't really work out, and you can't have invisible track pieces, I don't believe, so. But look, and now I can make it look like my hand gets cut off. Ah, where's my hand? Like, isn't that funny? But kind of like it without it. So without the green screen or without the background, is that what you mean? I guess I don't understand. It could go any both ways there of what you were saying. Alright, so the Echo Hollow Theater is going to be coming along soon. And again, I don't want to move on from do too much with this road right now, because it is actually being completely remodeled and redone. So I kind of want to move on to Hill Street, possibly. Something I kind of want to do is work on basic ideas for, like, work on some ideas for, like, Powder Keg and Wildfire, because Powder Keg is going to be a big challenge because we can't have the transfer track, which is going to be weird. Your favorites are the Hulk Coaster in Orlando, the Dueling Dragons before they changed the name to Dragon Challenge to Harry Potter stuff. It's a dueling inverted coaster, also in Orlando, and Montu at Busch Gardens, Tampa. And yeah, so didn't get to ride. I actually went to Universal Studios in 2016, and they were still tracking the Hulk Coaster, so I didn't get a chance to ride that. I did get to ride Dragon Challenge, both sides, and of course it is closed down now, so I'm glad I did get to get those credits, which is nice, because I actually enjoyed those coasters a lot, and I would hope they would have, instead of scrapping it, actually sell it to another park so it can stay open somewhere else. But I rode it when it was Dragon Challenge, when it was the Harry Potter stuff, of course. At least that's when I rode it. Okay, so for like Powder Keg, I want to try and get an idea here. It's going to be very, very interesting, because it is a very interesting ride. A lot of people say it's a very weird ride. And I don't know if I disagree or agree with that, but I don't think it's a weird ride. It's just weird. I love roller coasters, and you join the club, because so do I. I absolutely love myself. So the actual right track type for Powder Keg, of course, it's a launch coaster, but we want that. I don't know if it's possible, but I want that S&S style track, and it's more like this style of track right here. And this is kind of like the best option we have, which does have a linear synchronous motor to it. So I'm kind of, I don't know, because it is a compressed air launch coaster, which is not available in the game. So as for this, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I do kind of want to get the concept. So an idea that I had for Powder Keg here is to have the station at one place, okay, and then have the fake transfer. We're going to have a fake transfer track on one other spot. I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but I'm tossing around some ideas here is what I'm gonna try and do. Alright, so one idea I have is to actually put two separate stations, so it'd technically be two different roller coasters, and I'm gonna see how exactly this works. So I'm throwing some ideas here for Powder Keg, because sooner or later I'm gonna have to face this and figure it out. So of course we gotta do disable track limits and everything. So one thing I want to test is actually have two different stations. And I don't know exactly how this would work. See, I wish we could have multiple coaster stations in the game. That would actually make a huge difference, especially for making this. It would make it a lot easier. So what I'm going to test here is we're going to add a track. As you can see, we can actually line this up perfectly with the other one. So if we connected it together, and I actually made a full track going through it, and then somehow make it back up to the other track in a way that makes sense, and if there's a way I can hide the track, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. It's going to be weird. So say if I test this, I'm looking at spitballing for some ideas that might work. So of course you would have this going through here. Oh, it's actually colliding with the other car. That's kind of interesting. Let's get that out of the station here. So it's actually colliding with a separate car, which is actually really funny. So that's falling off the tracks. Did I not go through all the way through here? Oh, I guess I didn't. Didn't realize I didn't go all the way through there. So that's why it was falling off. That would be why. So you can make it look like it's actually going into this station. It's still falling off there. That's weird. I built that track there. Let's try that again. Maybe I accidentally deleted the last part. There it goes. Yeah, I must have goofed there. So I want to try and use this concept in some way, shape, or form, somehow. So my goal is we're going to move this, and Powder Keg has a transfer track that leads up to the launch section. It actually lifts up and it goes off to the side. Kind of like when they take and remove trains, except it actually has an angle too. It actually goes upwards as well. Now, as far as I can't animate that aspect of the ride, one of my ideas is the main station will be down here. Alright, I probably don't even actually have to use a different station here. Now, the tricky part is the transfer, of course. And another thing is, with this coaster track type, I don't believe you can actually have a normal kind of lift hill. So that's also another thing that we're going to run into. I could make it a launch and make it slow enough to look like a lift hill, and that's kind of like my idea as well. So I'm trying to think how I can get the cars up there in a way that works. That won't look too weird. Because it literally will move upwards to that. Something I would love to see is maybe like invisible track. That would be cool. Because we can diminish what this does here. I have a very crazy idea. But I don't know how it's gonna work. So I need... We're gonna do this. I actually just want to make that separate launch section here. I saw one guy on YouTube did a tutorial on how to make an inversion on a wooden coaster in this game. He did some stuff where it ended up connecting perfect. That's interesting. Like a traditional wood coaster? Because that would be kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research into this, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get an idea and try and figure something out for it. As for Wildfire is gonna be simple because we're just gonna use the floorless coaster. Even though it's not a floorless coaster, it's actually a sit-down coaster like Kumba at Busch Gardens, and it actually has a floor. But for some reason, Planar Coaster doesn't have that coaster type. Which I always thought was kind of interesting. So I don't know. Alright, it's about time to do another Thunderation roll here. Run. So we are going to roll it on in here. Okie dokie. I've seen some people do some crazy things on like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 and just somehow making stuff happen. And it's like, how do they do that? Even in this game, sometimes you see some creations like, how is that even possible in this game? You know, it's like how do they even do it? There's absolutely no logical explanation for it, and you can't figure it out until you get in the workshop and then go and try and edit the buildings, of course. That's always a decent way to do it too. I love the music in this Joe game. The music is from Epidemic Sound, actually. That's what I'm using. Epidemic Sound. So it does do some crazy things sometimes. Stuff that you will not believe. Okay, I use the B&M Hyper for Wildfire and make the custom inversions. So I don't want to use the Hyper Coaster because it has lap restraints. The floorless coaster is the closest thing. The only difference is it doesn't have the floor. That's like literally the only difference between using the floorless coaster train. And it would just be way too different to use like the Hyper / Giga Coaster train for it. But I think floorless is the closest thing you're gonna get to Wildfire's trains. I mean, your feet dangle on it anyway, so it's not like it's kind of a thing, one of those things. Whoops, I didn't mean to place that. Alright, properly place you. I'm very perfectionist when it comes to placing stuff down sometimes. That is me. Maybe I should work on the bridge too. That's something I could also work on. Alright, let's pull this one down just a pinch. And we'll get another support section in here. Remember, so we're at making smooth coasters in RCT3, and you're like, how? Yeah. Very interesting. Especially with the limitations, it's hard to do because there's no smooth tool, it's all set pieces. And it's just simpler to make the layout, in all honesty. Okay, I'm almost done with my dinner, so I'm gonna try and get it out of here. Don't mean to be rude in any way, shape, or fashion. See, I wipe my mouth and beard off before someone goes, "Hey, you have something in your beard." So don't want that to happen. Now, do I? Okay. Now, I actually did a couple of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 stuff on this channel as well. I don't think I ever finished anything, though. Because about the time my channel started, the talks about a new game coming out started to happen and all that. A new Roller Coaster Tycoon. And then we heard about Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Roller Coaster Tycoon for mobile, and I thought that was dumb. But they said that there was a PC game coming out for an entirely different, nice little PC experience. And I was like, okay, that's hopeful. And we all know how that turned out. And shortly after, of course, Frontier announced playing a coaster. And then I immediately got excited because, you know, and then when I saw the first trailer for Planet Coaster, I was just like, wow. When I first started hearing about it. Who else watches police chases? I've never heard of it, so not me. So unless someone else in the chat, I would say you are the only one. I'm gonna rotate this properly there. This is gonna like literally take forever to get this these custom supports completed. Like I said, I'm planning on this park taking another year or two, if not more. Depends on how often I work on it, and lately I've been very excited to try and get some more of it done. So when I have those kind of moments and confidence in it, you know, you usually see quite a few episodes come in. Then I'll have those moments where just months before episodes sometimes, and hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. When I have less projects going on, we'll probably see it a little bit more going forward after the other projects are completed, which are almost done. How much does Planet Coaster cost? I believe it is $39.99, unless of course you live somewhere else, like unless it's like euros and stuff. But I know it's like $40, maybe $50. I can't remember off the top of my head. But in my opinion, it's like a $60 game to me. And then of course if you buy the DLCs, it's going to be a little extra, which I do recommend getting the DLCs, of course. Okay, so we're going to place a couple more of these for Thunderation. And then I'm going to go look into working and building the bridge leading up to Valley Road / Thunderation. We'll see how that works. Alright, we'll get one more placement in here before we move on. I ask it frequently, but how many episodes do you guys really think, realistically speaking, think this series is going to take? This is episode 25, I believe. And look, we hardly got anything done right now. Of course, I did a lot of shifting and different things like that, but... And before I kind of got settled in on one world, but... Again, we already got a lot of Outlaw Run completed. So we'll keep that in mind. You can link me the video in chat. Of the wooden coaster. I think it's... I'll find it. Maybe 50 episodes for those supports. Probably about 50 episodes for the support, just for the supports on Thunderation. That's true. I would not doubt that it takes 50 episodes just for the supports. Because we're working on the second turn of the ride. And we're about to enter the Helix. I mean, overall, it's not that many. When do I think I'll do a Kings Island recreation? I'm not sure about that one. I don't know the park as well. I mean, I have visited there twice. So I don't know. I'm still unsure of what... of course, I'm going to be working and getting this pretty much close to complete before I even think about doing a different recreation. Or another one of any kind of sorts. Whatever I'm trying to say. But yeah, we got Thunderation. Still pretty proud of that sign. Not gonna lie, pretty proud of that sign, still. So one of the rotations I was actually thinking about doing for Time Traveler here is, I was thinking about moving Time Traveler. Because it is a lot closer to being about kind of a little more rotated this way into here, pushed a little more this way. Like this twist and turn actually kind of lines up with lines up a lot with Thunderation. Quite a bit. But then again, this is now a little bit too far away from Thunderation Station. So, it's kind of a thing I don't know if I want to change or not. Kind of thing. But anyways, I think this whole park in general will definitely be hundreds of episodes. I think it will go beyond 100. Beyond possibly 200 as well, if I had to guess. Because again, you gotta remember who you're watching. You're watching me, and I am a very slow builder. Okay? Like, I'm incredibly slow. And a lot of people, I get criticized about that a lot. And I'm just like, so what? I'm a slow builder. I can't, like, change that. I mean, I could, but it'd probably affect my builds quite a bit in a negative way. Okay, so I got some reference photos of this, and I want to work on this bridge a little bit. See, every episode I'm trying to work on something new on this street. That way it gets more and more filled. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so this will be pretty easy, actually. So we're going to go into building, and we're going to first start off with wall pieces, and we're going to be using this one. Should probably make it pretty gentle, and it's actually red. So we're going to make it a nice red here. I'm going to get this kind of built up a little bit first. Exactly. It looks better when you take your time. Exactly. Alright, I think this is tall enough right here. There we go. And there's, of course, going to be two sides to this. And then, if I had to guess, yeah, it's probably about that length as well. Then it's kind of got a trim going over the top, so we'll use the columns for that. And we'll just use this, because why not? This looks, it's going to give it a good, decent enough look here. Angle snap, please. I think it will snap perfectly to this angle, which it does. So now we'll go to the other side here. Line it up as best as we can. And then we'll just copy this to the next one. The other one. Is that a different angle than the other one? Oh boy, I think it is. I don't care how it works, I just want it to work. Maybe I had it sink down a little bit too much. Could be the issue. So I could just actually go whap, rotate it around, and then just line it up. So we're going to be duplicating this because there is two sides to the bridge, of course. That looks pretty good. Actually really decent. Alright. Then there's a nice tiny little trim that I think I'm going to add just because I can. Because I can. Well, I guess I should put this in position first before I make an idea on that. Alright, so this is going to go on here, and then there's actually like little brick pieces on the end, so that will actually fit very, very nicely. I need to figure out if this is if I put this on the inside or the outside. Okay, so this, I want to put this on the other side over here. Okay. I gotta find where that trim went. There it is. So I actually want to put this just a little bit lower. I'm gonna throw it up here and then get the height that I want. Right about Excellent. I want to thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I can't thank you enough. It's nice to actually have, you know, double-digit viewers for once, for a while. It doesn't happen very often, so I thank you guys so much. At least on Twitch, anyways. It doesn't happen very often on Twitch. So I'm very thankful. Alright, let's change the grid size. I'm going to see if I can make this all one building. If I adjust the building itself, just maybe, we'll make it work. And this is the building that, when you walk across, it makes the horse sound. So I'm going to try and get a sound effect in there that goes off every so often. And it goes off quite frequently, so I think I'm going to do a path cover for this too, because it's more like planks going across here. We'll just make it a part of the same building here. Kind of like a gray effect here. There we go. I did notice on part of this pathway, I did get it a little off. There is actually a little slope right there, which kind of throws some things off. Now, it kind of alternates between a couple of colors here. So on the next one, it's going to have more of a lighter tint to it. Just a little bit. Guess that didn't make really any difference at all, so that will. Alright, so we're going to copy these at the same time. Did they teach me about Discord yesterday? Actually, no. We actually used in-game chat. Unfortunately. And they wouldn't teach me because they're new to it as well. So there wasn't much, there wouldn't have been much teaching anyways. Alright, let's get this built up. I'm getting that feeling again that this is gonna look awesome. I know it, it's a little tedious here, but once we get a couple going, it won't take too long. Oh, we're on one of my favorite songs. I really love this part of this song. It's just so good. Especially this guitar. I like play like every stream too, it's funny. Can't wait to check out Star Wars Galaxy Edge Land in 2019. I know the one in California will be done before Orlando. The immersion looks good. Yeah, I can't wait for that either. I definitely have to check that out when it does open, the Star Wars stuff. Especially like the hotel, it sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to stay in the hotel for sure. Who knows how expensive that's gonna be though. Are you gonna do custom supports for the bridge? Everything's gonna be custom about the bridge, yeah, so... I'm actually going to delete the pathway here because I did kind of mess it up just a little bit with the here because that's not even. And I'm actually going to get rid of the terrain as well underneath it because it is not just a pointless bridge. There's actually nothing underneath it. If that makes sense. Okay, so there's a little bit of slant there. We're going to have to fix that somehow. And to fix that, I'm going to go ahead and run into the terrain here. Do that. That way we'll get a straight path for sure. Alright, so that's the bridge right there. Is that better? Looks like it. So, I'm gonna make it flat for a while here. We'll make things a bit simpler here for when we actually make it a bridge. If that even makes sense, making a bridge. Okay, we will smooth it out later, but I'm gonna have to delete the paths underneath the bridge, because now we have to go in the terrain. Don't want to go too much here. Oh, this is where I messed up here. I have to have the other side of the path on that level. That's what we needed to do. So it's far enough away there. We'll smooth it out there. That should be good. That way I can put a piece of path. Almost want to use a grid there, making it straight there. We'll make it fit, no matter what. Alright, so it's on that level. That way we can just hit the terrain button. Push it down here to the sides. And the swinging bridge is actually off to the side here as well, which will also go over this. And I need to do a little more research on where this all exactly goes, so, 'cause I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely 100% confident yet. Alright, I want this to meet with the edge of the bridge here. That way we can build the pathway up to it. Same on this side. What are you going to do in the stream tomorrow? That's a good question. I'm just going to be doing some random stuff, if that makes sense. I'm, nothing ridiculous. I mean, I could be going into touching up some stuff on some certain things, but for the most part, it's just going to be kind of a random stream. So just some good old random stuff. Some just random buildings. I'm building and chilling. That's all we're gonna be doing, is building and chilling. Alright, excellent there. Alright, does that give that an awkward hill right there? Kind of. Need to work a little bit on this terraforming over here. So I gotta remember, I do have a part of this shop still to build at the same time. Trying to avoid those awkward dips into the pathway. Ah, that's better. Much better. Because there's a little bit more to this bridge, because there's the little end pieces, parts that I haven't done yet as well. Not only is Joe a slow builder, he's also a slow eater. This stream's been going on for over an hour, and I'm still working on this dinner. It's all cold by now, but that's okay. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the interactive coaster build in like a 24-hour live stream. I might try it a little bit tomorrow too, we'll see. Definitely a cool idea. And see what you guys create, pretty much. You guys create the layout. I'm gonna see if I can find a... I thought I had a good reference photo on my phone at the ends. But I guess I didn't take a picture of it. Poopy. Internet, I need you. Interwebs, give me something that's gonna help. Of course, I put in Silver City Bridge, and the swinging bridge is gonna come up, which is great for the swinging bridge. Not exactly what we need, though. Am I going to build a coaster? For tomorrow's stream or tonight? Is that what you mean? I'm assuming you mean for tomorrow's stream, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Where is... I need a Silver City Valley Road Bridge. Maybe. I don't know if the bridge has an actual name to it or not. I'm definitely not gonna have any issues looking at for the swinging bridge stuff. Am I going to play Golden Valley again? Soon, yeah. Fairly soon, I suppose. I thought I had found a picture of it at one point. Let's see, it makes the horse noises, so maybe if we put horse bridge. I don't know, at this point I'm just trying to look for anything. Maybe if I just put Valley Road, I might be able to find it. Hey, there's a good shot of the general store. They've changed that up a little bit, haven't they? I can't tell. How about a coaster recreation tomorrow? I don't know. I could. I'm not fantastic at it. Depends on what we'd be recreating, I guess. I suppose that's what it kind of depends on. Where's my... I can't find any good reference photos of this thing. At all. The sky far away tonight. I don't know if there's actually these lyrics mean anything for this song, but what is this? Wilderness. Oh, the... Ah. Okay, so I'm still looking for this, oh, you know what? Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe not. I'm just gonna go for Silver City and see what comes up. Maybe I'll get lucky. It's hard to find pictures of this stuff. Oh, we got a follow. Cheesy Boys is now following. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. And I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you so much. Awesome. Road to 200 followers on Twitch. Alright. Can't really find anything. I'm gonna have to take pictures. I'll actually be on the park February 13th, most likely. Maybe even sooner than that. I don't know. I'm actually might be being called back earlier than usual. At least for where I work, we might have to go back earlier than usual because there might be some extra training that has to go in. Patrick, that's not right. They're all right on cue. Wolf, good job. I love that following idea that I came up with. I thought it was good. Actually, one of my friends helped me come up with it. Patrick, that's not a ride. Alright, I'm gonna, since that's all the way out there, we're gonna pull that out just a little bit. Are you gonna ride Time Traveler? Maybe. I don't know when I'll be able to ride it, actually. I know it'll be before the public, but I don't know when. Exactly. I'm hoping sometime in February, before the park opens. That's what I'm hoping. Of course, I have no idea, unfortunately. Alright, I'm gonna actually go ahead and bring up Google Earth here and see if I can't, because they actually have some pictures on Google Earth. Maybe, just maybe. Are we at the Krusty Krab yet? No, but we'll be there soon. Maybe I should recreate the Krusty Krab on Planet Coaster. Should I do that? Ah, I can't get the game back up. There it goes. Silver Dollar City. There we go. Search. Come on, bring me to it. Bring me to the city. This is starting to come together a little bit more, though, too. I want to see if I can't figure out this part that I was going to try and figure out, but I couldn't figure it out. All my reference photos are like Valley Road, and I just, you know, I've recently realized that all that's going to be redone because of Time Traveler. That'd be an awesome recreation. Thank you. I hope maybe someday we'll make like a SpongeBob themed thing. That'd be kind of funny. Alright, so we're going to have to use custom roofs on this for sure, and probably custom everything. So I want to make this area and kind of fill it in. Recreate the beast tomorrow. You know what? That might be a good idea. We'll see. I might consider that, actually. Quite a bit. Might just consider that. Just because I love that coaster so much, especially at night. Good thing, it's going to be easy to do the lighting there because there is no lighting. Recreate it with SpongeBob Rock Bottom Plunge. That'd be fitting, I suppose. Okay, these go out, and these actually come together up here. I'm going to have to do it some way like this. So maybe I should just make all the textures the same. Which I'm thinking about doing. Because they all need to be the same length. Alright, it needs to be angled more. Alright, right there. So the only way we're gonna really be able to do this is kind of like this. Alright, I'm gonna do just one more angle snap here. And now we have to meet in the middle. Oops, I accidentally clicked off of that. It's got more of an angle on it. We should probably go with this angle. To be completely honest, anyways. Which isn't too hard to accomplish, since we've already got these here. So... I have to see, obviously change the colors of these as well. I should actually be moving this one instead. That's where we're going. Maybe I just need to move this forward. It's hard to get these exactly where I want it. So we gotta meet perfectly in the middle here. That's pretty darn close right there. Alright, I'm gonna select all of these and we're gonna change this color to an eye-popping, really kind of washed out, ew, I don't like the texture of that. Actually, I probably should have used a different texture. Poopy. Alright, note to self, we're not using that texture. Alright, we're gonna go about right here. What makes you a good YouTuber, Joe? I don't know. What makes me a good YouTuber? I don't want to brag on myself. I don't like doing that. Oh gosh. If I had to choose something, possibly probably connecting to my subscribers and really, you know, just kind of connecting to the subs. If I had to really choose something, maybe. It's really important because I need help on you need help on your channel. It's not easy, of course, and just getting to the 4,000 subscribers I have on YouTube was no easy task. Some people will beg just to get 50 sometimes, and Wolf just put out a good point. Being consistent, uploading regularly, even regularly is just once or twice a week, even, you know, if you can possibly make a schedule, I would do it so they know, your viewers know when to watch you. They know when they can come in and watch your stuff. But it's very, and just connect with your audience too. Pay attention to their feedback, what they're saying, which is one of the big important ones. Is paying attention to your audience is huge, and what they have to say. Because that's where you need to get your feedback, and you know, when you start out, and you just can't let yourself get down from like people that hate on you as well, because you're gonna get haters. It's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. People are gonna dislike your stuff, and people like to express that. All right, Now, if it's constructive criticism, if they give some good feedback, you know, I always thank people for the feedback because it's only going to make my channel better, getting that negative feedback. Negative feedback is a lot better than positive feedback, and for a lot of reasons. I kind of got started basically because I started playing a game that no one really was uploading videos of, and it kind of had a high demand at one point for the coaster community, you know, the theme park simulation game community, you know, and it was Theme Park Studio, and it ended up getting me quite a few viewers. Even though I don't play the game anymore today, I play Planet Coaster, it's still, I have that to thank. To kind of getting my channel jump started. And you'll just have that one. Like, Theme Park Studio is already pretty much dead. I'll be the first to say that. I actually was kind of in talks with the developers for quite some time for Theme Park Studio. And, you know, they were pretty nice. I liked them for the most part, but there was a couple times where I made some suggestions and they were just like, well, that's not happening. It's like, really? Like, when I suggested, I flat out suggested, I'm like, if you guys want to make a better game, everyone wants it to be more simulation, because it was more of a theme park design game. You kind of designed your park, in a sense. And I told them that, to be honest, I think it would appeal to more people. You know, I know you guys want to be different from the rest of them, but it's just weird. I mean, and you know, it kind of fell off as soon as Theme Park Studio kind of fell off once Planet Coaster was out there, and then Roller Coaster Tycoon World got out there, and you know, but they wanted me to do a lot of promotional stuff for their game as well on Theme Park Studio, which I was willing to do. Because I really thought at the time that it was going to be the huge successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and I was like, well, it's in development, and I know it can only get better over time. So, and it didn't really get better over time. I actually tried to launch it the other day, and it crashed immediately, and it didn't even work. I don't know, because if I just haven't updated properly, you know, I don't want to hate on them, on the developers for what they've done with the game. Because I still think it was a fantastic game, pretty good game at the time, and everything. Could they have done stuff better? Oh yeah. Get rid of these fighting textures here. But sorry on the other ones. Joe, my channel has very bad feedback because of one guy at my school, somehow found my channel and now makes me self-conscious, at school, but in going to guidance and principal tomorrow. Got you. So someone really bashes your channel from school and everything. And one thing you have to really know is you can't really let anybody get to you in any certain way, shape or form. You just have to, if you like what you do, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It really doesn't. And you know, you're gonna have people that love your content. You're gonna have people that hate your content. And you know, you have those people that just want to be mean and just troll and try and make you mad. I've had those people try to just make me mad on purpose because they want to see me get mad, and I didn't fall for it. You know, I didn't fall for it. I just banned them. I got them off the channel, and that's something else you can do too. If it's really bugging you that much, you can ban someone from the channel where they cannot watch your content. I've done that multiple times because they were really hating on some of the people and myself. I wasn't putting up with it, so I banned them. You know, you don't have to put up with the crap. You know, you just do your thing, and if people don't like what you do, that's fine. They don't have to watch you. They don't have to watch you. But But if they come to your channel just to criticize, and, like, not even good criticism, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't let anyone get to you. I know it can be hard at first, especially when people criticize your channel. And when you get that constructive criticism, you really need to take those in a positive way from your viewers. Because some people are very, very nice when they give criticism to your channel. They say, hey, love your channel, but, you know, you could definitely work on this. And you know, in a lot of ways, they are definitely right. And I go, like, yeah, I think you're right. And, you know, and then it happens. Just inspire. I'm not one that is really good with inspiring people very much, or, you know, being that really good public figure that everyone looks up to. You know, I'm not great at it. But I tried. I try. I try to make people feel good about themselves. Haters are gonna hate. That's true. I was hyped for Theme Park Studio 2 and still have it. It's still in my Steam library too. And I played a lot of it while it was being developed. And when these games came out, I haven't gone back since. No hate, of course, to the developers of the game. I think they had a decent run. They had some really cool ideas. Like, live parks was something that I thought was very, very cool. And I hope maybe something that, it would be kind of cool to see Planet Coaster or something. Probably Planet Coaster is who I'd want to do it. But what basically live parks was just what it says it was. You have a park that you can enter, and you enter as a park guest, and everyone else in the park is actually someone playing online. So you could go ride go-karts, you could go ride coasters, and everything like that. So it was really, really neat if we could put, like, servers up for, like, our parks and everything, and the guests in the park are actual real players checking your park out. I think that would be a very, very unique and really cool feature that has never been seen before in a game. And make it to where you can make the option to where they can look overhead or only be able to be in park. I think that would be such a cool idea. I love that idea. And I would love to see maybe that idea come. And Theme Park Studio had the right idea with that, you know, with live parks. It got me very excited. And I was actually, unfortunately, could not actually get to some of the live events. I did enter some of the parks, but I couldn't get to the live, actual live stuff sometimes. Alright, I kind of want to change the color of these. It's still not working for me. It's not washed out enough. They're a little bit too yellow. We need to wash them out just a little bit here. Yeah, it's a lot better. Alright, so this is the glass blown shop. But what do you guys think about that idea? Like, live parks. I love the idea. And I think it would be a very, very unique thing. And very cool. Like, it would really give you a thing like actually visiting other people's parks and stuff in a way that would be really cool. And you can interact with, you know, it would really make a really cool online feature, I think, where you can interact with other guests in the park that are actual people, playing it online as well. And then you could get, like, the top parks and everything to visit. And I would love to see my park get visited a lot. And it can have, like, statistics of, like, total visitors and everything like that. I think that'd be really cool. And then people can leave reviews. Like a real theme park, almost. It's almost like a real theme park world. If I was a game developer, I would definitely be working on something like that if I was creating this game. I'm getting really far behind on this. Like, I'm talking way too much right now. And I'm actually not building. But I think that would be such a really cool... I think it's a really neat idea that I would love to see in a game one day. In one of these games. Alright, so I gotta make a custom... Alright, this will actually be at the bottom here. Kind of like a custom awning here. This is a little bit thick, but we'll see how it works. Actually, I'm gonna go to the awning section and see if I can't. I got an idea of what I might be able to use for this. Ooh, that's pretty big. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Maybe I can put a placeholder there and then put my custom stuff over that. Because it's like a little awning here, but it's got a texture that is not available in the game. So sometimes a good idea is to put a placeholder in here, just to kind of help you get your shaping up. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to get our shaping in here. If I can just create like one good one. Be in pretty good shape here. Okay, so we could use art shapes, now that I think about it. If we use the smallest piece here, it's still pretty thick. It's not too thick though. A lot of fighting textures, it's driving me nuts right now. So what I love about doing this recreation is I've actually learned a lot of new building skills from it. Using a lot of different pieces that you wouldn't actually use for the most part. I don't know if I can line this up perfectly if by copying it like this, but we'll see. Mostly just get it where it needs to be. And that's a good starting point. Now how does this connect? They kind of just connect in a corner fashion. It's gonna cross over kind of awkwardly though if I do it that way. So I don't know. Ah! For right now, we're just gonna copy it to all the sides. Alright, these should actually line up perfectly. Kind of a tricky thing to get these exactly the same. I might actually be able to use some art shapes that can close up that corner. This isn't even the roof. I have to do kind of a similar thing for the roof too. Everything has to be a challenge. Technically, this should probably be about right there. Let's see, if I use what kind of pieces could I use? So we want to close this up. I mean, first idea that kind of came to mind was gonna be kind of hard to... See, I'm still an amateur when it comes to some of this stuff. Amateur. I could actually probably use this awnings for the top of the building. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm gonna go ahead and save real quick. I haven't done that in a while, if at all, during this whole live stream. So, streaming is very, very important. Saving is very, very important. Don't forget that. Saving is important. Saving. Okay, so it's actually not on there anymore. Okay. So this is covered in pathway. Let's see if I can't maneuver this around to go properly. Thinking about putting something on the inside. We'll see how that turns out, though. Let's see if I can't work some magic here. I might not be able to work some magic here. The magic might not work. Actually, that's not some bad... This could actually be some good magic here. I don't know why I'm calling it magic, but... all I want to do is fill this up. I could use path covers, but... Where would that help us? Exactly. We'll keep it like that for right now. Might be a better way. Maybe I can just make a huge path. Go all the way up on width. And just wah. So that's really close. I'm actually very limited because of terrain here. This building actually goes about over here. It's actually, it's more of a decline. It's kind of interesting. It's a very interesting kind of bridge for it, to be honest. I love how the ground cover actually turned out for this bridge. It turned out pretty darn good, because it looks pretty close. I actually like it a lot. Pretty proud of that. Alright, let's try the little path trick again here. Oh, I saw a spot right there. And then we can... So this one's actually needs to be filled as well. Come on, open up. Because this actually goes up into that. So we'll go with our nature. Because we do love nature a lot. Are these the same rocks? They look like they're a different color. Or is it oh, it's these. It's those rocks. They actually go about all the way over here. And the rest is actually pathways, so. Oh, I didn't even add that to the building. There, now it can be part of the building. Did that one not get selected? I guess not. Should be now. Hand me another path. We're just gonna rule the world with this. I don't know why it's not gonna let me put it there. Kind of interesting. How it's just like, that's obstructed. And I'm just like, no, it's not. Does that look obstructed to you? Because that would actually lay out very nicely, to be honest. I'm gonna try it again. Oh, no. Heck no. Why is that deleting that? Oh, crap. It's just like you're stuck with this pathway. Unless you want to delete everything, because I think I didn't do any smoothing, did I? I don't think I did. If I did this and said, hey, there's a pathway there now that you can connect to and stuff. Oh, I saw a spot. It's right there. Not where we need it, though. But hey, it's a start to do something. It's actually slightly different texture over here, so we actually can probably get away with something kind of tricky here. It looks like kind of brick texture there, too. That's kind of interesting. We're going to be saved by that. We're going to use that as a good example. But it's still the same color as, like, the path, of course. Kind of want to put the white lines for the parade route as well. Ah, it's kind of hard to put these in here with the terrain all interesting. So we're gonna go edges here. See if we can't. See if we can't flow with the terrain. Just let the terrain flow. I don't want to pull it too far up. So we pull it too far up. You can really see that that change there. Am I gonna be working on the Cedar Park point? Cedar Cedar Point Park that you made a while back. I don't know. I want to wait till like an update to where I can fit more of the park in one world. To be perfectly honest. I'm just like, you can only fit like a quarter of the park. Not even that. With inside the borders that they give you. Not a whole lot of room to work with. So, I don't know. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Yeah, this isn't working very well. Because the dang terrain is all everywhere. Of course. It's funny how that just pulls it out. Like that. Size needs to be down. Intensity. See if I can't get a good texture that will work with it, maybe. I was thinking maybe rock would get the color we need, maybe. Turn intensity up just a little bit. So I want the color of this to kind of like the texture of these other ones. Got some interesting blending situations going in there. We'll see how it all turns out, though. And it's the end of that. Alright, I think there's a flower pot of some sorts somewhere in here that could be of use to me. Hey, if I put the word flower. That's all that comes up for flower, apparently. Plant. Haha! There's a planter on this. And I've actually made a slight error here. Just a little bit. Not a huge one. But if it's possible, I need to move this down just a very pinch over here. Just a little pinch. I actually have the other reference photo for the back side of the candy store, or the candy shop. Hey Joe, I went to visit some theme park this year. I'm going to Cedar Point, Kings Island. What are the other good parks to visit this year? Well, of course I would have to obviously recommend Silver Dollar City if you have the chance to do so. Probably Dollywood. I've never been to Dollywood, but people say it's even better than Silver Dollar City, so who knows about that. Some other good parks. Those are the bigger parks that I've been to. I haven't been to a whole lot of parks, honestly. But there's a lot of different parks. You know, Magic Mountain, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg would be a good one. But the list goes on and on. You know, just kind of a preference wherever you kind of want to go. You just kind of look them up, and there's just a lot of different parks out there, man. That you know, Cedar Point and Kings Island are the two biggest ones that I would one of the biggest ones I would recommend that I have been to. So I enjoyed those two parks a lot. So I would definitely recommend those two. Since you say you're already going to those, but as for other park suggestions, I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing to choose. Just one, or choose some other suggestions for it. It's kind of difficult to figure that out. Alright, so we got the candy store here. Brown's Candy. But it's a good thing that we're starting to get the road populated a little bit. And that's kind of the idea, is we're going to get the road leading down to these rides a little bit more populated. But like I want to always just add a little bit more to the road for each stream, and this stream we added worked on the bridge, so that's a good start. And we worked a little bit more on that the blown glass factory a little bit as well, just a pinch. It's kind of help us out in that regard. Excuse me. Again, it's really hard to try and go into Valley Road right now because it's going to look so different. Hey Joe, there are 3 names at the top of my screen. What are they for? Those are just kind of like the general things. So if someone follows me, it goes up there. If someone hosts me, if someone subscribes, if someone gives cheers bits, they go up there. Up here, and the little, it's kind of like a little updater of what's been going on in the channel. So like for instance, Cheesy Boys followed me earlier in the stream. He's on the top of the list, and it has a list of 3. So that's kind of what it is. So as you can see, it says follow, host, just different things like that. I've never been to Silver Dollar City before. I highly recommend it, of course. And if you do go there, you might see a familiar face over at Time Traveler. Just FYI. Alright, back over here. There's just so many things that we can work on at the same time. It's incredible. Like seating for Echo Hollow, for one. We can work on Thunderation's supports. Oops, I didn't get all that done. Apparently I didn't get all that selected there. What am I doing with my life? That's the second time in a row that happened. It didn't happen, it just wasn't up out of the ground. How did I make that mistake? Alright, so we got the next level here. How many people recognize you when you're working? It kind of varies. I had like 1 week where I had like 3 or 4 in 1 week recognize me, which was absolutely incredible, really cool. And it happens every... And then I'll have a span of, like, no one recognizing me for, like, months, you know? It just kind of varies of who gets to... Who goes to the park, you know? But if you see me, be sure to say something. So if you're ever wandering around in Silver Dollar City, just remember. This is a pretty big amphitheater. This is only the front, you know, rows for the theater too. I wonder how they're gonna go with this because, you know, Time Traveler's right behind it, and you can literally, the first drop is right there. You can see it while you're in in the amphitheater. It's just literally sitting right there. And I wonder if it's going to have a noise issue because the ride's still going to be running when this show is going on because the show goes on, happens at the end of the night at park closing. But we're going to have, Time Traveler, there's going to be an extra line. So at the end of the night, you know, it's the new ride, it's going to have that line. So I wonder if there's going to be a noise issue or anything like that. I highly doubt it because I'm sure it doesn't, I'm sure it's actually not that loud of a ride. Maybe the launches might make a little bit of sound, but I don't know. It's kind of something I was wondering if they thought about that. I'm sure they did. But maybe Mock said, oh, it's not going to make much sound. Mock rides. If nobody recognizes you, well, I didn't show up that day. I always buy a season pass. Awesome. I don't need to buy a season pass. I get mine for free. And my pass actually gets in an extra person in, so my pass works for 2 people. Me and someone else. I actually get into Dollywood for free, too. Dollywood, Six Flags St. Louis, Worlds of Fun, and even Holiday World, surprisingly. Alright, we almost got the 4th row done. The good thing is I just might duplicate these once I get one section done. See if I can't just duplicate them to the other sections. So I might just have to do one set of seats manually here, and then maybe I can duplicate all of them to the other ones. Only thing is I'm gonna have to select everything, and that's gonna be hard. Or interesting, hard. Not entirely sure yet what it's gonna be. Probably be... Not sure. Alright, that's another line done. Save up real quick. You know, because that's always important. Saving is very important. Sometimes I even save twice. Just in case. Just in case. Sometimes I do save twice. Alright, back over to Thunderation real quick. We're gonna do another Do another support section here. A little rotated there. I feel like the one turn takes an eternity. Can imagine how long that helix is gonna take for this darn custom supporting. What did I get myself into? But it'll be worth it, I'm sure. The track scenery rating will be high, for sure, because it's technically surrounded by nothing but scenery. Alright, so we'll get our footers in here, of course. Gotta have footers with your supports. If I get this game, I don't think I'll ever get bored with it. I wouldn't say I get bored with it, but there are times like these moments when I'm trying to do like custom supports and stuff. It just depends on what you do sometimes too, but this stuff can get, I guess I don't want to use the word boring, but definitely gets time consuming and kind of like I'm doing the same thing over and over, you know? I mean, we're slowly, but we are surely getting Thunderation going here. Alright. I'm gonna try and do two sections at a time. It's a good idea to kind of work on progression. As we progress, we are determined. Oh, I see a piece of wood going out. Those kind of details are the things I'm talking about that I have to adjust sometimes. I just copied this exact same one, so I'm going to have to do it to this one too. Didn't think about that. I got rotate a little bit this way. Alright, we're gonna edit within here. Pull you up. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and edit this one too, because our cross beam here is poking out a little bit. Alright, that'll be alright. Can't be too picky with stuff sometimes. BRB, okay, I got you, yo. Might have already been gone by the time I read that. I gotta figure out. Okay, it's 9:17 right now. I can't remember what I put the schedule on. I think I put it to 11 o'clock. If I remember correctly. I usually make these streams a little longer than everything else. Alright, a little bit less on that angle. We'll have even more things to do on this one because there's some spots that have catwalks. I'm going to have to research exactly what sections have catwalks here on Thunderation. I know a lot of the Helix does, so we'll see. Hate it when I accidentally double click. It's like, oops. Alright, that's good for that side. We'll have to do the other side now. We'll totally have this done in no time. Maybe I should just dedicate an entire episode just to doing these supports. That'd be a very boring live stream. I try to get quite a few sections in as much as I can each episode. Because we're a little over midway past this turn right now. Which is good, because you're back. Thank you. Yay, you're back. We missed you. I probably haven't done much since you left, which is okay. Rotate you. There we go. Thunderation's starting to get some supports on it. It's got a couple, anyways. Thunderation. Do you know this is my first time watching you live ever? That's awesome. I'm glad you could be here. I know live streaming is really unique because it gives you a chance to engage with your audience at the same time, and I really enjoy doing that. I really like that part of it quite a bit. Things will start to take shape after we get probably the Helix section done. Still very proud of Time Traveler. That's what that says on my shirt. Thunderation. One of the most common mispronunciation of Thunderation is Thundernation. There's so many people that will say Thundernation, and it's so cringeworthy. The GP just love calling it Thundernation. It's just like, are you guys kidding me? Because they're like, yeah, we just got off that other one, Thundernation. Thunderation, huh? What kind of ride has would have the name Thunderation? Like, no one's doing that. Time Traveler. Alright. Trying to figure out what I want to work on next. I like to jump around a little bit. Something I like to do. I just like to jump around. That's the GP for you. Got to go. Okay, see you, Wolf. Thanks for joining, buddy. Alright, so I'm gonna try maybe start on the little candy shop. Candy factory. I got quite a few pictures of this too. It's got a very interesting texture on this building. Wow. I'm actually just taking a look at that now. Let's see where we can start on this one. Alright, let me take a look at Google Earth real quick. That's what I got Google Earth up for, because I wanted to get some pictures. I remember now. It takes up all that. Switch to the new photos layer. Wait, what? I have no idea what that did. Oh, so you can kind of see what picture you're going to be clicking on. That's neat. Great Adventure is a great park to visit, Joe. Yes, that's one I definitely want to get around to. Hey, there's Brown's Candy Factory. Got a picture of it now. Which is already right here. But I'm trying to get the candy shop. Maybe we can get a reference photo. I just need to see how they can, how the buildings connect. Is what I'm looking for right now. Candy store. Ah, it's gonna give me interior stuff, of course. I don't want interior stuff. That's not what I want. When I get this game, Joe, I want you to be my inspiration with this game. I will, with this game I will do. I can try and be your inspiration, but, I would suggest, actually looking at some other stuff, too. If you want to build more realistically, I'd strongly encourage to, look at, photos of real buildings and stuff. It kind of helps me out a lot. That's kind of how I kind of get inspired quite a bit. Helps out quite a lot. Of course, I get inspired by other YouTubers as well that actually work on it. I thought I could find... Hey, there's a picture, at least somewhat of a picture, to kind of help me see how these connect. Because I see Brown's Candy Factory there. Alright, because that's what I was looking for. Okay, so it's got this wall. And it's got... it's a very old looking wall. It's a very interesting, because it's got blotches of brick textures on it, which is kind of weird. So how can I do this? I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. I would say we're going to be using the stucco. It's got a very light blue color. Like a very light washed out blue. And I would say this is a 2-piece. I would say it's about, roughly about that tall, actually. It's got 2 windows. Six Flags markets Magic Mountain as the flagship park, but a lot of people say Great Adventure is the best Six Flags park. Yeah, and you can understand why they make Magic Mountain the flagship park. I mean, it is really well known. I mean, Great Adventure is too as well, of course. You can't take anything away from that. But I would definitely agree with a lot of people might think it's better. Kind of interesting. Did I lose my music? Is that all you're gonna play, Epidemic Sound? Fine, I'll go to page 2, since you won't. Doesn't like to go to page 2 sometimes. Automatically anyways. Okay. Back to my reference photo there. There we go. So I can see that. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting thing that I'm going to try. Don't know how well it's going to work, but we are going to try it because it has like a lot of brick splotches in some different places. I don't know how well this will turn out, but we're going to try it. Nick Sharp 57 is rating with a party of 5. Awesome, thank you very much. Sweet. Raid. Oh yeah. Haven't been raided too many times. A couple times. So it's got like splotches of like brick textures. It's kind of very unique and interesting on how it works. Very interesting. You're awesome, Joe. Well, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. Do you have 30 minutes left in the stream? Possibly roughly around there, yeah. Because I do need to work on a lot of different stuff still. I don't know how this is gonna work. Let's see, what could I do? Unless I did like a different texture. Covering over it. I don't know how I'm gonna end up doing that. I think I'm gonna wait and figure out later on that, but there's actually, this wall is very, very blank. Pretty blank because those brick splotches are kind of interesting. James D Gaming is now following. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoying the live stream, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna do the other details alongside here. Alright, so it's got this dark blue outline, very nice color too, color scheme here. Like, I'm not kidding, this wall is very blank in real life. There's like this little bucket kind of hanging off the side though, but that's like the only other, really the only other kind of detail going into it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a outline behind around these windows though. Might help it a little bit, because they're pretty in depth. Let's redo this. Patrick, that's not alright. Thank you for substituting Wolf there, since he's not here right now. Someone always has to yell that. So we're gonna head out here. And we'll copy it to the other window as well. Like, it's absolutely crazy how blank this wall is. Like no joke, there's the two windows, a bucket hanging from it, and then you have the little brick splotches kind of everywhere. It's kind of interesting. It's very old building. Alright, and then we have a diagonal piece. So we are going to take this. I'm going to go ahead and split it from the building. And we will rotate it. Mike Newsom 21 is now following. Thank you so much for that follow, Mike. I appreciate it. And I hope you are enjoying the content. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Road to 200 followers. That's the goal. Still behind YouTube, of course, but that's okay. All right, so this is just a little bit shorter. What does that mean, Patrick? That's not a ride. Well, I don't know if you've ever actually watched the show SpongeBob, but that graphic up there is actually it's part of it's a SpongeBob quote, kind of, pretty much. Kind of a funny little SpongeBob quote. I thought it'd be funny for the following little follower Twitch alert. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Okay, so this is actually has a stairway walking up to it. These are always interesting because doing the diagonal pieces, I don't do them very often, but they really add to a building sometimes. Really, really, really do add to a building. As there's two different entrances. There's one here and there's one on the side here as well. And then you have the actual factory and the yellow building. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make this a shorter piece so we can make the actual opening. Didn't think about that for some reason. So we gotta go back down to the stucco wall. Because this is actually where there's an actual entrance here. And then there's a small little deck out front. It kind of uses some wood pieces here, so we can do that. No problem here. Kind of like what I'm going to do, kind of like what we did for the bridge over there. Just kind of texture it up. And it is kind of has the gray texture going for it. And it's just a little small deck before the steps kick in. Pretty cool, actually. I don't want to make as many of these as I can functional, so I'm gonna see if I can't get an actual stairway. See how it works. I don't know. I kind of want to make the terrain even with it, possibly. Select both of these. I'm gonna sync this. Should I sync this down a little bit? Probably not, actually. It's actually kind of where it needs to be. Okay, so one thing that does work pretty well, if we need a stairway here perfectly where we need it, we're gonna go and find just a random shop, doesn't matter what, just to get stairs here, or an elevated path where we need it. I might just go off grid here for this. Oh, look at that, that's gonna... Then we delete that. Look at those steps. Of course, we dropped the employee there. Whoops, accidentally went to camera. Meant to move you out of the way, because we're going to be building more. Alright, and then I'm going to make some custom railings for this. And it's got like an open door, so we'll see if we can't emulate that as well. It's got a little hangover piece at the same time, so actually if we go to... we might just be able to use a roof piece. As long as we turn the grid size down here. And that will kind of open it up for us. And there's a couple pillars holding this up on the deck, which actually kind of connects you to the, and these are actually light blue. Alright, and we're going to put these here. And then rotate this. And that's just kind of like the little awning there. This actually probably needs to go out just a little bit further on the deck. It's not, I don't know, maybe. Just maybe. Alright, I'm gonna head over to fences now. Find some... We'll see if there's any in-game fences first. If not, that will match it because it's a very simple fence. It's actually a wooden fence. None of those are gonna look any... None of those really work right there. Painted western fence might work, actually. Well, maybe. Maybe not. If we align to surface and change the color of it, because it is a light blue, and we would actually probably need to sink it down as well. Let's get that light blue, that light baby blue. Didn't make those completely perfect there, did it? Gotta have angle snap on. Always forget something. Always. We're gonna try and cover that up. I don't know if I like this yet, but we'll... Especially if we have, like, interior, I don't want those to get in the way. But... sometimes I like to get just a rough sketch and then maybe come back to it later and fix it up, maybe, and all that stuff. So there's another detail I want to add to this doorway, which is... the little brackets. We'll see if I can add those properly. Well, we'll see. I just need the small one. Is that the smallest one? I think it is. So it has a couple of brackets holding this together like this. It's got about 5 across, so we'll match that 5. What is that you are building right here? This is the candy shop, actually. It is connected directly to the candy factory, so these two buildings actually connect together. And when you enter one, you can actually go from one to the other through a door in the back. So this sells the candy. This is where you can watch the candy being made. Very kind of neat and cool, actually. Alright, I'm going to build another piece right here that's just going to be kind of pushed back a little bit so you can kind of see those brackets a little bit better, and that looks pretty darn good. Now I'm thinking about putting in the wall pieces. We're going to go arches, and for stucco wall, I don't know if they have the square for stucco or walls. This is rough concrete. If I can find something I can recolor possibly, it doesn't really matter kind of what texture it is as long as it works with the wall. Alright, we're gonna change that grid height. As long as we have like a doorway to work with. That's sweet. Literally is sweet. They got a lot of good candy in there too, by the way. Lots of good candy. Delicious candy. Okay. So technically, this needs to go about right here. Yeah, probably need to make the deck a little bit longer. That's one place I kinda could improve this. I mean, it's not a, it's a very minor detail, but yep, a wrapped candy, copper kettle candies. It's Aunt June's. And I actually got a reference photo of the other side over here because there's actually 2 doorways. This one has steps, and I believe this one does not have steps, so it's throwing another interesting challenge our way. I believe this one's square with this building. Possibly. I could be wrong. But with this, there is some scenery items. That could become good use for us. It just has like a little rocky texture around the edge here, makes for a nice little planter area. Alright, we're going to be using the smaller rocks for this section. Try to make it look a little bit more unique and original. It's actually these rocks are actually uses a lot lighter rocks. Just a little bit lighter. See, I'm not going the same pattern as I was supposed to. It kind of comes around here, and then it kind of dips down over here. And it kind of connects over by the other entrance / exit for the candy shop. Oops. That's not the right texture. I actually might lower all these down. Just a little bit. Perfectly cool. I'm going to turn the line to surface off. That way we can have it pretty much where exactly we want it. I try to mix it up with some different rocks, but I usually use these two smaller rocks for this purpose, as I bring out the giant rock by accident. So we're starting to fill up the streets just a little bit with some of these additions here to some of these buildings, which is definitely a plus for sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a save here. So we made some good progress, and again, I like to get some of these buildings started just so we have that space occupied finally, and then we'll build more of the building later on once I get the appropriate reference photos that I do need. Once I kind of go, okay, I need a reference photo of this side of the building or this specific spot, it kind of helps out a little bit more in that regard. I thought I already did this. Thought I did, but apparently I did not. See, those are a little bit taller. I might actually shorten those. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, I need to get a reference. Next time I'm in the park, I'm definitely going to get a reference photo of the blacksmith area. I know there's probably a couple on, actually probably a good decent amount on the interwebs, because that's actually one of the famous spots. Silver Dollar City Blacksmith. If I can just get a good view of the actual structure. That's the only thing. You can't get a good picture of the actual structure itself, or building wise and everything like that. Doesn't actually exist there. Time Traveler, coming to Silver Dollar City in 2018, spring 2018. So for those that may be newer viewers and haven't seen this, you're in for a treat, because the last couple episodes we actually worked on the Time Traveler layout. We completed it, and it looks pretty good. Doesn't have the spinning cars, of course, but that's to be expected since it's not currently an option in the game, but we at least got the aesthetic of the ride being here. It's not perfect, but I'm still very, very proud of how it's turned out. And then, of course, we are working on Thunderation with some custom supporting, which is very time-consuming, but every so often I like to go over here and do another section or so of the custom supports. That way these are working on. That way I'm making progress on it at the same time, but I'm not spending hours upon hours trying to just work on this one thing here. So pretty much, even though there is a mine train within the game, it doesn't have the appearance that I want. So these custom supports are kind of the idea of looking at Thunderation's appearance. Because, again, everything is going to I'm trying to be as accurate as possible. Accuracy is key. Oh, we're in a little taller part here, actually, so we might use a taller support structure. Actually, I have, like, a taller one, but how often do you be on here? Is that a question towards me? How often am I on Twitch, I'm guessing is what you're going to say. Lately I've been on daily, if that's what you're asking. Pretty much every day. And I do have a schedule down in the panel section below. If you do want to check out the schedule and stuff, I always like update it and put new times of when I'm going to be live streaming, so. Alright, so what we have to do here is we have to edit this specific support to match what we need it to do. So, in other words, we do need to rotate this for the cross tie. And then we also need to move these supports upwards. Don't have to add any, we have enough. And then I'm going to get rid of these cross beams at the bottom, because we don't need those. Digging into the ground unrealistically. And this is usually a horizontal piece. Kind of sticking through. Well, it might be this piece for once. Which it is. Alright, and then we add our footers. Which are pretty decent looking footers. They don't have like the greatest texture, but they're not meant to. Made at mainly the art shapes. It's a very simple footer too. They work well mostly for like wooden structures, I think, and different things like that. So I like it a lot. I think they work well. And then we have to go to these metal section pieces here. And extend those out. Because it's kind of like an extra metal outside metal piece. Majigger thing of some sorts. Thingy-mabob. That's a good word. I have to say, it does resemble Thunderation's Thunderation pretty well. The only kind of small inaccuracy that no one's really going to notice too much is that the track hangs up a little higher from the wooden cross beams than on here, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Since it's so kind of different. See, it's a different kind of style mine train. So after you're done with this section of the park, what's next? What's the next section I want to do? So I do want to work on getting into, like, I was thinking maybe Fireman's Landing would be a good section to work on. But I really just kind of want to take it one section at a time right now. So after we get done with, like, Valley Road here, we're probably, I want to look at, I definitely want to get into more. We need to finish up the square a little bit, and we'll work on Hill Street. So I'll start working on the other side of the park going down here. So we'll have Hill Street coming down here, Wildfire, Powder Keg, and that will eventually lead us to everything else. So, and of course, we're still working on the amphitheater as well. A lot of stuff still left in the works. So we did a little recap of tonight's stream. We worked a little bit more. We got some of the parts of the stage of the amphitheater going, which will be, when it is completed, it will be moved over here by a time traveler. Of course, we do have Outlaw Run over there so far as well. Also, what we did, we built the bridge coming across on Valley Road, and we started section on the building. We added some details on the glass blown factory. We did some more work on the custom supports for Thunderation. We did not do anything for Time Traveler so far. But just to give you guys new viewers, we do have what the start of Outlaw Run's details and everything. So this is Outlaw Run. Pretty neat. And I actually built this in a separate world, so I had to piece up the things together, so it's just kind of thrown over here for right now. It will be coming more into effect later on once we get to that very back section of the park. We also have, I'm just going to plop it down so it's at least in here. We also have the giant barn swing available to us. This is actually a blueprint that someone else made, but I'm going to alter a little bit. But I like it. They did a really good job on it, that I'm going to use this as a base for it. So, over by Outlaw Run, we do have the giant swing. The giant barn swing, which for some reason does have some trees along with it. Don't know why, but it does. I don't know why changed the color there. Alright, so I'm going to, we want to edit the building. And I'm going to delete these trees over here. Well, I guess they're not connected to the building anyways. So those two kind of go together because the giant swing is right next to Outlaw Run. And those are just kind of like completed pieces that are waiting to be connected to the park itself. So in that regard, anyways, so that's how it's going to turn out. But hopefully it will start coming together once we get to the buildings erected and coming up nice and strong. Because there's just so much to do that we haven't even touched upon. And again, I kind of want to leave off Valley Road for now, and we'll head on over to the other side of the park once we get some of these details done, because again, this section of the park is going to be kind of rechanged and remodeled for the 2018 season, and I won't really know what it's going to look like until probably late February, early March. So, but I think that's going to do it for, I'm going to wrap up the live stream right now. It was a pretty good stream. We got some good stuff done, and we'll continue to work on this in the future. So I've been really excited and been doing a lot of work on it lately. But I'm starting to run out of reference photos, and it's starting to become really hard to get these longer live streams for this. So it might go on hold for a little bit until I get some of those reference photos done, or if I can find some more. But anyways, thank you guys for the new followers. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I hope you guys have a great day and cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. And I will catch you guys next time. Take a look at the schedule for the next time we do a stream. So if you want to catch another stream, be sure to check out the schedule down below. I do have a 24-hour live stream scheduled for February 10th. So you be sure to tune in on that at some point when that comes around. That's a couple weeks down the line, but it's going to be interesting to do a full-on 24-hour live stream. I did one last year and it was hard to do, but I think I'm up for the challenge this year, and it's going to turn out a little bit better. We're going to be doing a lot of building. So tomorrow we have another live stream, Build and Chill. We're going to be building, chilling, and we're just going to be doing some random stuff. I don't know what I'm going to be doing exactly. We're just going to be having fun and building and playing a coaster. So anyways, again, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful night. So I will catch you guys next time. Thanks so much, and you guys are awesome. Goodbye.